do you think the Chicago Bears should draft Marvin Harrison Jr. and could Marvin Harrison Jr. save Justin Fields' career?
Can Marvin Harrison Jr. save his career? What, boy? Are you crazy? Do you know what this man is capable of? Yes, he will save his career. All you gotta do, you don't even gotta do much, bro. Just get him the ball and let him move and shake and do his thing. Like when we was talking about Garrett Wilson when he first came out of Ohio State, it's the same thing. It ain't about the actually no, because he's better than Garrett Wilson. He is the sexy player, the boring, all that stuff that you need from a guy. It's a full package. And you ain't seen nothing like this in a long time. The complete package, you know what I'm saying? Catch radius, size, speed, length, agility, like everything.
Would you
So
draft
would
him over
that be the
Caleb?
over Caleb Williams? Well, it depends on your need. You know what I'm saying? So if you're dead set on Justin Fields as your guy, obviously you would not take Marvin Harrison number one overall. You would trade back with somebody who wants to take Caleb number one. But it's the Chicago Bears, so they would probably do that, and take him number one rather than trading back to
Yeah,
let
you
someone
don't.
take
Yeah,
Caleb. No, I'm saying it's the Chicago Bears. They would do something like that and just draft him number one overall.
that's what you do.
You
No, I'm saying so. Look, if the Bears are
Marvin
number
Harrison, because you
one,
could
if
you
the
could drop back a spot.
I'm saying if the Bears are number one and New England's number two, why not just trade back with New England and let them
Mhm.
have the number one spot and get a war chest of picks from them, regardless if it's late or mid round, and let them take Caleb and you get Marvin Harrison at number two rather than taking him at number one.
But
Regardless, you're still going to get your guy.
if you're New England, you know the only reason they want to trade out of there is they're not going to draft a quarterback.
You
So
don't know
why would
that
I
though.
trade? I do know that. Why would you? Hey, we're dropping out of the number one spot with
Well
Caleb
then, well then,
Williams
well then,
available.
fine. Well then, fine. You don't want to work do business. There's someone else farther back in the draft that might. Somebody at number
Cardinals
four, number
Cardinals
three.
might think
But
about it.
Cardinals might.
yeah,
Yeah. So
but then
fine.
Marvin
Let somebody
Harrison's
leave.
not going to be there. He's not going to be there.
You
He's getting
don't.
drafted second or first, one of the
No,
two.
no, or you keep the illusion. All you gotta do is keep the illusion that you will draft Caleb. You draft him and then just trade him out. Either way.
No,
Uh,
what you do is you get a deal in place with the Cardinals to take the number one pick. You hit up New England like, hey, out of respect, I'm running this by you. They're offering this. You want this pick or no? If not, then you run that risk. I'm just saying that I don't know how it works and how they do this, but you see it every year. People trade back, and yeah, they might miss out on the guy they want, but you have stuff for the long term. Anyway, will he make his career better or will he bring Justin Fields along? This is exactly the kind of receiver that he probably would need to help him bring him along because those erratic throws that DJ is not tall enough to catch or doesn't have the hops to grab, Marvin Harrison has it. Not giving Justin Fields a free pass for the erratic throws, but he would make his job a lot easier. DJ Moore is a great player in his own right. Don't get me wrong, but Marvin Harrison is just it's a different specimen. He would make his job a lot easier.
Hmm. Howard.
well, I know you're an Ohio State, fanboy, but I know this dude ain't making this dude better. They put all these people around Justin Fields, and he's still horrible, still ass. They don't win any more games than they did. I mean, come on, dude. How much more does this dude need? They got DJ Moore. They went and got the running back. They got Cole Kmet. They got Darnell Mooney. You know what I mean? They put all these pieces around him, and we've seen little to no improvement. What does Marvin Harrison Jr. really? I mean, yeah, he's a better receiver, and he's going to look a little bit better, but it's not going to win you. It's not going to make Justin Fields magically a good quarterback. He's not. He's just not a good quarterback in the NFL. College, great, whatever. He was awesome. In the NFL, I mean, he's just not that good. He doesn't see the field that well. He doesn't go through progressions. He just he's a flashy guy. I mean, he's going to be fun to watch because he runs around a lot, but he doesn't do nothing with it. I mean, if you're Chicago, you have that number one pick, you have to draft Caleb Williams. And if you draft Marvin Harrison Jr. and you expect a wide receiver, to make your quarterback, who you already went and got weapons for, who hasn't really shown you anything, I just don't get it. At this point, I don't get it. And if the Bears do that and they draft Marvin Harrison Jr. at the number one spot, which I mean, because they're not going to trade down. Because if you're the Patriots, that if they're trading down, they're drafting Marvin. They're not drafting Caleb. So you're just going to be like, no, draft Caleb Warren. And if
No,
you're the Cardinals and you swap out 4-1, then the Patriots just draft Marvin Harrison Jr. So you like
You don't
If
know
you
that
want him, you
because
got to draft him.
you don't know that because the Patriots might prioritize Drake May. They may trade back and let someone else take Marvin Harrison Jr. Because honestly, don't get me wrong, Marvin Harrison Jr. is great and all, but at the same time, you need a quarterback. You there's nothing you can do in this league without having a QB, a competent one. And if they feel like Drake May's their guy, that's what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we
Did
just spoke on the like we just spoke about, right? As great as those receivers are in Pittsburgh, look how putrid they look without a decent quarterback. You get what I'm saying?
so I got a question. Did Diggs make Allen better?
Did Diggs make Allen better?
Yeah,
I
Did
mean, he
did did
unlocked a
did
little bit.
did Tyreek make Tua better?
yeah.
You know, there there's these wide receivers that you have that can make your quarterback look a lot
AJ
better.
Brown made Hurts
AJ
look
did
better.
AJ Brown make Hurts better. You know, there are these wide receivers that you have that are, they're talented. They got that generation talent that can make your quarterback a lot better than, he was before them. Not taking anything away, because I know when we have this argument, you get into it like, oh, Josh Allen would have been Josh Allen. Yes, Josh Allen would have been the talent Josh Allen is, no matter what. But what I'm saying is Diggs made his job a lot easier and made it easier for him, whenever he's in the situation, he knew he could just throw it up to Diggs and Diggs would go get it. Same way with Hurts. Whenever Hurts in a situation, for the most part, he can just throw it up to AJ and he know. Same thing with Tua. Whenever he in the situation, he can throw it up to Tyreek and he know he's going to go get it. And that is what this kid, Marvin Harrison Jr., is projected as. He's projected as this generational talent that whenever Fields is in these situations, he can just throw it up, which will allow Fields to, stick in the pocket a little longer instead of having to always get out the pocket, run. Because a lot of times what it seems like Fields have to run from the moment that he take his second step back, it's like, all right, they're already through. I gotta run, I gotta run. And if this kid is that talent, because I'm not as hard on Fields as like, others may be. I don't think Fields is absolutely terrible, it's just a lot is put on him. And
So, is
Eh,
DJ Moore a good
kinda.
receiver?
It's the
Like,
I'm gonna tell you what it is with Justin Fields. It's the mechanics, and it was the same thing on Ohio State. That's why we never went anywhere or never finished it off the job. Is if that first read isn't there off the rip, he panics and he takes off. And sometimes he takes off backwards to buy himself more time, and that's how he gets sacked for 29 yards in fumbles and stuff like that. So that with him, it's a mechanics issue. So that's something he's
But
got
but
to
but
solve
but
on
that,
his
but
own.
at the same
But
time, that's a good thing. He always his head is always upfield. It's not like he's escaping to try to still throw. He's not like he's escaping on the run every single time. You know what I mean? It just all right. You just don't want him
yeah, but
losing
the
all them
problem is
yards
when you're trying to escape and you're going backwards
backwards. Yeah.
rather than
That
going
that that.
horizontal. That's what I'm saying. It's a mechanics issue with him. Something the wires are crossed. But with the Diggs and the Allen thing is that they both bring each other along.
Yeah.
Like we could be honest about that. But Josh Allen was going to be a good quarterback regardless. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But when you bring in that alpha receiver with your young budding star quarterback, it speeds the process up. It speeds the process up. You know what I'm saying? He gets comfortable because he can throw those dangerous throws, and that receiver is going to get there and it's going to build his confidence like he's throwing it on a dot. You know what I'm saying? So it helps speed up the process. And there's two things that'll happen with this Marvin Harrison thing. Either it'll speed up the process of Justin Fields' abilities, or it'll show them that, yeah, he really is not this guy. He's not the guy. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll tell you
Because
the
if he
perfect.
can't get him the ball along with DJ Moore being there as well, then yeah, and Cole Kmet who's come along because his team isn't like complete ass. They have pieces, you know what I'm saying? So if he can't get anyone the ball, then now you really know it's him. And now you probably feel stupid that you took Marvin instead of Caleb. So it's like it's a dangerous game you're playing, bro. So it's really you don't want to be Chicago and have that number one pick. You'd rather
But
just be the number two.
I'll tell you the perfect example of this, right? When Cam was our quarterback, right? When we put big receivers, when we put Kelvin Benjamin for that 1 year, and we had Devin Funches, even on those situations where Cam wasn't super accurate, he had them big receivers where if he overthrown it a little bit, that them guys could go get it for him, and it made Cam a lot better than his accuracy would say. Cam was Cam, but it's just, when you have big receivers that can help you out when you just overthrow it a little bit, I feel like that would be good for Fields. And it will allow your team to, I don't know. It depends on also how you're looking at it cap wise, right? It look because you can start over the cap with a Caleb rather than Justin, who you gonna have to pay, but you're not gonna have to pay Justin no max, like no max extension, which is
I
also
just
good.
so my then I just the only thing I have is so you make that trade for DJ Moore last year, and like is this so what was the reason for that trade? Because we
That
all
that
thought that that trade was to bring a alpha number one, like we said, to bring alpha number one for Justin, so everyone could see that he's actually a good quarterback.
no
And what happened was he's not a good quarterback. They're still losing games.
He's been
no
hurt though a little
no
bit. You got to
you're
cut him a break too. He's been hurt and he's had some nagging injuries he's been
you're,
carrying in week
you're
over week. Don't get me wrong, I'm not making any excuses, but if it was say your boy was having a down season, but he's got a bone spur in his foot, you'd be bringing that up every time too. You know what I'm saying? If
you're
it was Bryce and Bryce had an AC joint sprain, you'd be saying that. If it was Kyler, I'd be saying the same. Like, dude, is this is
and
messed up? You know, like cut him a break. So
you're,
you got to give the same thing to Fields because he's been hurt all year basically.
He's never been good.
You're
I'd
you're
give him a
you're
break
looking
if
at
he
that trade
was
the
good.
wrong way though, Howard. You gotta look at it like this. They did not think Bryce or CJ were better than Fields. Hey, that make look, no. You cannot do that because we CJ became that guy, but you did not know you did not think CJ was gonna be better than Fields at that
If you
moment.
look at the stats, if you go
Yeah,
back at the
I did.
stats, you know, it was warranted that Bryce would be the number one pick. At the same time, like if you took CJ for the project, I guess, you know what I'm saying? If you're not Carolina, if you're somebody else, then yeah, fine, or like that.
Yeah,
But you couldn't have known that at the time that they would be better than Justin Fields because
yeah,
of what he showed, those flashes that he showed mid-season when he was running for 100 and something yards and passing
that,
for 2, 3, you know, and throwing things on a dot on a rope, you know. But at the same time, like
yeah. I mean,
it's
everything is
coaching too.
50-50 hindsight. So if you did not see Bryce or CJ as better than Fields at that moment in time, you were able to bring in the Hall. You was able to get 2 first-round picks, 2 seconds, and you was able to get a number one wide receiver. That's why you make that deal because you don't see them quarterbacks as better than the quarterback that you got right now. And then you got some team, Carolina, who's willing to give up all of that in order to get it. That's why you make that trade. And even with that, you did not expect, all right, we didn't know Bryce was going to need some time to develop. So even with that trade, you did not expect that you were going to have the number one pick the year after again. That's just all fell luckily into your hands.
But if so, you've already missed out on Bryce and CJ. Are you really willing to miss out on another? I mean, let's be honest. Neither of
That
those
doesn't even matter.
quarterbacks are
They
as
already
touted
missed out
as
on
Caleb Williams.
Mahomes. They already missed out on Mahomes and Deshaun Watson.
Exactly. Are
So
we going to
nothing.
keep
You
doing
can't
this?
do any worse than that.
Are we going to keep doing this? Are we finally going to draft the generational talent that everyone says is coming out? Like that's the thing.
Your
That's why I
hope, your
really
hope
don't
that he's going to be a
feel,
generational talent.
bro. You watch this guy play. He's
They
nice
haven't
as
had
fuck.
an elite quarterback in Chicago, I think, in since like maybe
Yes,
the 80s.
and
And you
stop.
and the thing is, I don't think it's even the guys. I don't think Mitchell Trubisky was that bad of a quarterback when he first came out. I'm saying it's a coaching thing, right? Imagine if Mitchell Trubisky, him and Allen switched places, and he was with Dable all them years. I bet you Trubisky would be a lot better quarterback than he is now. You know what I'm saying?
And then the truth is
There's
how
things that are drilled into their minds. There's things that are coached into them that stick, and it just kind of ruins them. You know what I'm saying?
the truth is, look, with Caleb is really good, right? He does a lot of spectacular stuff, right? But everybody's expecting a Patrick Mahomes. But what if he's not Patrick Mahomes? What if he's Kyler? Kyler is really good. Kyler's a really good quarterback. It just sometimes they don't always add up this, that, and the third. What if he's just Kyler?
It's still better than Justin Fields.
Is
Kyler
it
went to
though?
the
Is it
playoffs.
that much better than Justin?
Yes. What? Yes, Kyler. He went to the playoffs. He's done. He's won big games. Like he's went places. Yeah, you guys are
Agreed.
understanding. Justin Fields is like what is it? 8-37 as a starting quarterback in the NFL. We destroy Zach Wilson. We destroy Zach Wilson for his record as a quarterback. But for whatever reason, we keep giving this pass to Justin Fields because he can scramble a little bit. Mike, he's horrible. He is horrible. He has a better
Okay,
offensive
and
line.
then what if he go off and get coaching and he become uh generic brand Lamar Jackson?
Hey, I'm taking that risk. I'm drafting Caleb Williams, so I get that generational guy in here with DJ Moore, a number one receiver that an alpha, Cole Kmet, Herbert, a weak division, and a defense that is meanest. I forget since they've made that trade from Montez Sweat, that defense has been one of the best defenses in the league. hands down. And it's only gonna get better because they locked him. Jermaine Evans up.
It's just with Fields. It's like he's not like that prototypical quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was like a Mac Jones, yeah, you could be done with him tomorrow and be like, I could find another guy who can do it. It's just too many raw abilities because dude, he does have a cannon. He could throw it on a rope. When he's on, and he's got that scrambling ability, and he's cheap right now. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So